Hello guys, welcome back to the channel, and today we are going to do our picks for week 15 of the 2022 NFL season. There's no need to look back last week because I forgot to do the picks because I was getting ready to go on vacation. So I just completely forgot to do that and forgot to make a video about it. And for that, I do apologize. But that means we get straight into the action with Thursday night football between the San Francisco 49ers and the Seattle Seahawks. The 49ers are on fire, demolishing Tom Brady and the Buccaneers 35-7 with Mr. Irrelevant himself, Brock Purdy. And their defense gave Tom Brady hell on earth. And I would imagine they would do the same against the Seattle Seahawks because the Seahawks came off of a loss to the Carolina Panthers. The run game wasn't really going strong. Their defense is not good, and Geno Smith is trying to make do with what he has. So I think that the 49ers will be able to win this game, and I say pretty handily because they just got to shut down Geno Smith, and then they'll be good. And then on Saturday the 17th, we have the Indianapolis Colts traveling to take on the Minnesota Vikings. The Colts had a bye week this week, so not really much to say about them. But the Vikings got absolutely dominated by the Detroit Lions, even though the final score thinks is a close game, but they were dominated by the Lions. And they're starting to show more of the team that we thought they were, despite of their excellent record, which is kind of a mid-NFL team. I do think that the Vikings will still win this game. I think they're more talented than the Indianapolis Colts, but I wouldn't be surprised if it's a lot closer than what people expect, and it probably is going to be an ugly, ugly game. And then our second of our Saturday games, we got the Baltimore Ravens traveling to take on the Cleveland Browns. The Ravens barely squeaked by against the Pittsburgh Steelers after both starting quarterbacks went down. And for the Ravens, they were down to their third stringer because Lamar Jackson was also out for the game. But their defense has been playing absolutely phenomenal football, really keeping teams in check. While the Browns, they have struggled offensively since Deshaun Watson has come back. Honestly, their offense looked better with Jacoby Brissett as quarterback these past few weeks. And they were no competition to the Cincinnati Bengals. So I think the Ravens are going to win this game mainly because I think their defense will be able to really shut down the Browns' offense, and the Browns' defense should not offer much resistance, so they might have a better shot moving the football than the Browns do against the Ravens defense. So I think that the Ravens are going to win that game. And then Saturday night, we have the Miami Dolphins taking on the Buffalo Bills. The Dolphins are kind of on a cold streak right now, being absolutely manhandled by the LA Chargers on Sunday Night Football. And it wasn't really that close. Tua has looked absolutely awful these past few weeks, showing us more of the quarterback who we thought he was than what he has been playing so far this year. And the Bills, well, the Bills are humming right along. They were able to beat the Jets after being kind of contained for most of the game by the Jets' excellent defense. They just were able to get more conversions than the Jets' offense were. But this game is being played in Buffalo. It's going to be cold. It's going to be snowy. Miami won't. Now it's Buffalo's turn to take advantage of the home field conditions because they lost to Miami in Miami when it was like hot, humid, sweaty. Now Miami has to go to Buffalo and take on the cold. I think the Bills are going to win. They're going to lock up this division here pretty soon, and the Dolphins are starting to look a lot more vulnerable now. And then we finally get into our Sunday action with a game which looks very weird with the Atlanta Falcons taking on the New Orleans Saints. The Falcons have now decided to move away from Marcus Mariota as their starting quarterback and are now starting the rookie Desmond Ridder out of a third-round pick out of UC. And I have no idea how this guy is going to perform because the Saints defense has actually been playing very well, even though they blew the lead to the Buccaneers, not the Patriots. Brady's not on there anymore. So it's going to be an interesting game. It's going to be probably a very sloppy football game. It's going to be messy. I'm going to go with the Saints because I think their defense is better than the Falcons, and I trust the quarterback situation more, which that's just a bad thing because their quarterback play has not been good this year at all. And then we got the Philadelphia Eagles taking on Chicago Bears. Philadelphia absolutely demolished the New York Giants. So bad that they had to pull the game off air because it was that bad of a massacre. And they're going up against a Bears team who, coming off a bye, defense is absolutely terrible. They made the Packers offense look good. Then yeah, there's no way the Eagles are gonna. It's gonna be worse, I think, than the Giants game. This thing's gonna be over by the first quarter because that Bears defense has no bite at it, and this Eagles offense is humming along. And then we have a very, very interesting matchup with the Detroit Lions going up against the New York Jets. The Lions have won 5 out of their last 6 games, with the only loss coming up against just short against the Buffalo Bills on Thanksgiving. Their offense has been absolutely on fire. Jared Goff has been playing phenomenal this month, and they just keep getting more and more weapons. Amon-Ra St. Brown has been playing good. DJ Chark has been healthy and playing good. And they got Jameson Williams, their second first-round pick, back from injury. And on his first catch, he just gets a 41-yard touchdown. No biggie at all. But it's going to be very interesting because the very good Lions offense is going up against the phenomenal New York Jets defense. And this defense is why they're still in games. They're still in the playoff hunt. But I will say their offense has looked a lot better recently with Mike White as quarterback. Way better than when Zach Wilson was the quarterback. But the question is Mike White going to be healthy enough to start this game? Because the Bills killed him twice and he came back to life. He's like a cat. He has 9 lives. I'm going to go with the Lions. Next up, we have the Pittsburgh Steelers taking on the Carolina Panthers. The Steelers struggled against the Baltimore Ravens, who were down to their third-string quarterback, and lost that game. And the Carolina Panthers, well, they were able to beat the Seattle Seahawks and are actually playing pretty well under interim coach Steve Wilks. That team is really responding to them well, and I think that the Panthers will be able to squeak out a victory here, mainly because I think they're a hotter team. Their offense is playing a lot better than whatever the Steelers are putting out on the field. And that means for the first time in like 16 years under Mike Tomlin, the Steelers will have a losing record. And then we have a very interesting game with the Dallas Cowboys going up against the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Cowboys won on Sunday, but almost blew it. Like struggling against the 1-10-1 Houston Texans. And it took a comeback and some missed opportunities by the Texans for the Cowboys to even win that game. While the Jaguars, well, the Jaguars were able to absolutely blow out the Tennessee Titans. And it wasn't even close. Trevor Lawrence is beginning to look more and more like that franchise quarterback everyone thought he would be. And that is a very good sign. I'm actually going to go with Jacksonville to win this game. I think the Cowboys are very iffy right now. And I think the Jaguars are just hot enough and are capable enough to beat the Cowboys. So I'm going with the upset here. I think Jacksonville will be able to beat Dallas. Another 1 o'clock game. Oh, sorry about that, folks. Sometimes my internet does that and doesn't always do things I want it to. And then Chiefs. Yeah, there's no way the Texans are winning this game. Chiefs, I don't even need to discuss that game. Chiefs. And then our first of the afternoon late games, we have the Arizona Cardinals, who are now without Kyler Murray, very unfortunately without Kyler Murray, who tore his ACL on Monday night, against the Denver Broncos. And, man, I don't know. The Broncos are finally able to get their offense going somewhat against the Chiefs in a loss, but they did lose Russell Wilson to a concussion. Who knows how long that is going to take him to recover. It looked really, really bad. But the Cardinals have Colt McCoy as quarterback, and you just don't know what you got out of him. I'm going to pick the Broncos mainly because I think their defense is a lot better than what the Cardinals' defense is. So I think that Denver will be able to get the win here. And then another 4-5 game, we got the New England Patriots taking out against the Vegas Raiders. The Patriots didn't really need to do much against the Cardinals as Kyler Murray was out after like the first few plays. And the Vegas they blew a Thursday Night Football lead to Baker Mayfield, who only was there for 2 days on a 98-yard touchdown drive. He didn't even know what locker room to go to. Yeah, I'm going with the Patriots. I think the Patriots are the better coach team. Belichick has a defense playing really well, and they're going to run the ball, and I don't think the Raiders will be able to do much against that. And then we have a very interesting game with the Tennessee Titans taking on the LA Chargers. The Titans got absolutely rocked by the Jaguars, as discussed earlier, while the Chargers were able to manhandle the Dolphins. I think these are two teams going in opposite direction, with the Titans falling and the Chargers rising. And I think that the Chargers will be able to win this game pretty easily. And then another 425 game, we have the Cincinnati Bengals going up against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. The Bengals were able to handle business pretty well against the Browns, not really having much problem with them, while the Buccaneers got absolutely destroyed by the 49ers. It wasn't pretty, but it was very satisfying to see Tom Brady struggle. And I think he'll struggle again. I think the Bengals are way too talented of a team to lose this. They need to keep pace with the Ravens in the AFC North, and I think the Bengals will be able to get this win. And then we have Sunday Night Football with a very interesting game that can have massive playoff implications, with the New York Giants taking on the Washington Commanders. The Commanders had a bye week, but are a very hot football team. They're playing good, solid football. It really depends on how well Taylor Heineke is playing. And the Giants, they're running out of steam. They're crashing back down to earth. They're the team we thought they were entering this year. They've proven themselves to be very, very scrappy, but injuries are catching up, and they aren't playing the best of football. I think the Commanders are going to win this game pretty easily. And then Monday Night Football, we got the LA Rams traveling to Green Bay to take on the Packers. Quit doing that, you stupid internet browser. Let me just finish my video, please. Thank you. The Rams are coming off a massive comeback victory against the Vegas Raiders, which took an absolute miracle to happen and some incompetency by the Raiders to happen. And the Packers, they're coming off a bye week, but their offense finally is starting to look very well. They're playing at home, where they always do pretty good, and we also play really good against the Rams. And the Rams are a very, very beat-up football team. I think the Packers are going to win this game. It's going to be, I think, a pretty close game, mainly because you don't know how Baker Mayfield is going to play with the Rams, but that's also a reason why I think the Rams are going to lose, because we could get bad Baker here real soon. And the last time Baker played in Lambeau, he threw 3 interceptions. So I'm going to go with the Packers winning against the Rams. I'm going to say 45 points scored. And that are my Week 15 picks. Let me know what you guys think down below in the comments. And I'll see you again Monday night to do the Packers recap.